I was early to AI, all the way back to Jasper, before most advisors had heard the word. Then ChatGPT showed up and I welcomed it with open arms. Used it every day for about a year. Then I made one more switch, and this one I'm never undoing. Not because I found a better tool, but because I stopped using AI like a tool at all. I'm not going to tell you what I switched to yet. I'll show you what it actually changed first. So look, I'm a nerd, self-proclaimed. I've always chased the latest trend, and AI is no exception. I've tested the tools most of you are just now reaching for. But what I'm doing now is different. It's not about the tool. It's about what the tool became for me. And that's the part nobody's talking about. So here's the truth about my brain. It's not good at storing things. Phone numbers, dates, every framework I've ever worked through, the 40 threads I'm holding at once. My cerebral cortex was not built to be a filing cabinet, and I guess yours wasn't either. Years ago, I came across a guy named Tiago Forte and his work on building a second brain. His whole idea is that if you're a knowledge worker, your job is thinking, not remembering, and you need a system outside your head to hold everything so your head is free to do the actual work. That stuck with me because that's exactly what we are. An advisor, a consultant, a coach, we're knowledge workers. Our value is in how we think, not in how much we can memorize. For years, my bad memory felt like a weakness. Forte's idea flipped it. Then AI showed up and I realized it could be the second brain that I needed. The half that remembers, the half that holds the thread while I think. All that thinking that used to be latent, sitting in my head with nowhere to go, finally had somewhere to live. But here's where almost every advisor gets it wrong. They treat AI as something outside their head. They walk up to it like a vending machine, type in a request, take the answer, and walk away. Nothing about how they think changed. They just got a faster answer to a shallow question. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not querying a machine that sits outside me. I'm building a second brain that's becoming part of how I think, integrated, in the loop with me. And the more I do it, the less it feels like a tool and the more it feels like an extension of my own mind. That shift from outside your head to inside your head is the whole episode. And it doesn't happen by writing a better prompt. It happens through a discipline most advisors just won't do. So what's the discipline? It's nothing glamorous. Most advisors are out there hunting for the perfect prompt, the magic words, the sophisticated input that gets the impressive output. There are whole courses on it. Believe me, I bought some of them. I do almost the opposite though. When something captures my attention, a podcast that hits me, a book, a conference I paid real money to attend, I don't summarize it. I metabolize it. I get in the car, I open Whisperflow or Speechify, and I just talk. I dictate what I'm thinking. I have a conversation with my second brain about what I heard and how it connects to what I already believe and teach. Not a prompt, a conversation. Sometimes for an hour, sometimes over days. And out of that dialogue, something gets built. The ideas get embedded into my frameworks. They make me a better coach, a better consultant, a better advisor, because they're not just sitting in a notes app. They're integrated into how I think and how I work. Here's why most advisors won't do this. It's inconvenient. It takes hours. It feels like a detour when you could just paste a prompt and move on. I get it. But that inconvenience is exactly why it works. The discipline is the moat. Anybody can copy your prompt. Nobody can copy the thinking you did to build your own brain. Let me pause and ask you something, and I mean this. If you're still with me this far in, you're not a casual viewer. You're the kind of advisor who actually wants to build something different and special. So here's what my one ask for you. Check if you're subscribed. That's it. If you're getting value here, hitting that button is the one free thing you can do that tells me to keep making this. And here's my promise back to you. I'll keep showing you exactly how I run this practice. No hype, no holding back the good stuff for a paid course, the real systems. Every week, that's the deal, okay? Now back to it because the proof is the part you came for. So let me show you what this looks like in the real world because it's not theory. It's built things I use and sell. First, the small version. I was listening to Diary of a CEO. I love Stephen Bartlett's work. Shout out to you, man. The episode where he interviewed Tony Robbins. Something Robbins said really grabbed me. Old me would have thought, good episode, and moved on. Maybe you too. Instead, I got in the car and dialogued it out with my second brain, connected it to my own material, and it became part of a keynote I just delivered. One podcast, metabolized, turned into something I stood on a stage and taught. Now, the big version. This past March, I paid to attend a conference. While I was there, a guy named Richmond Den introduced a concept he calls the Tiny Challenge. Most people in that room took notes and went home probably. I went home and metabolized it. Hours of dialogue with my second brain about how this fits for advisors and could be working for more of our space, how it fits my practice and how I'd run it, all of that. And out of that, two things got built. One, I launched it, and I've run 4 or so tiny challenges myself since then. And I handed it to one of my consulting clients. Her numbers are hers, not a promise of yours, but I'll tell you what happened. A 90% close rate and $30,000 in about 30 days. From a concept I metabolized at a conference and rebuilt into something coachable. Number 2, and this is the part I'm really proud of. I took that same conference, plus a teaching from Myron Golden, plus my own frameworks, plus a little clinical behavioral science that I've been reading about, and I dialogued all of it into a single integrated coaching framework, a real document, my own IP that now runs my coaching and my retreat. I'm not going to teach you what's in it, of course, that's mine, but I'll tell you how it was built. And it wasn't a prompt. It was by hours of conversation with my second brain, connecting things that don't normally touch. That's the difference. That's what the discipline produces. Not faster answers, new assets. Quick aside, because this is the part that makes the second brain actually work. Before you let AI touch your work needs a system to plug into. Mine is called RYG, or red, yellow, green. Every task, every input, every idea gets sorted. Red is today, yellow is this week, green is later. That's the hanger in the closet. Without it, AI just helps you make a bigger mess faster. I put the full framework, the exact way I run it before any AI gets involved, on a page for you. It's free. Links in the description. Grab it, because without this system, none of the rest of this works. Okay, what did I switch to? If you haven't already noticed, I moved from ChatGPT to Claude. And I want to be honest, because the internet's full of people swearing one AI just beats the other. That's not my claim. My claim is narrower and more useful, I believe. For the kind of work I just described, sustained dialogue, thinking out loud, building frameworks over hours or days, holding long, messy context without losing the thread, Claude fits how I think better. The writing comes out sounding like a human instead of a press release. It holds a long conversation without dropping the plot. For a thinking partner, that's what matters. Is ChatGPT better at some things? Yes, and I still use it. Images, voice, the giant plugin ecosystem, genuinely ahead there, in my opinion. But ask yourself, how much of your building your own brain depends on generating images versus thinking clearly over time? It's probably the latter. For my work, the fit was obvious. The tool matters less than what you do with it. But once I was doing the right thing, the right tool made it click. So here's what I need you to take, because tools change. A year from now, there might be a better one, and if there is, I'll test that, because I'm a nerd, remember. But the discipline doesn't change. Most advisors will keep treating AI as a vending machine outside their head, hunting for a better prompt or solution, getting faster answers to shallow questions, and wondering why nothing in their practice actually changed. The few who win will do the inconvenient thing. They'll metabolize what they learn, they'll build a second brain through real dialogue until it's part of how they think, and that brain will produce things, offers, frameworks, IP that nobody can copy because nobody else did the thinking. By the way, I built the system that all of this feeds, my whole way of sorting work, in another episode. I'll put it on the screen. Watch that next. Don't go hunting for a better prompt. Go build a second brain. So here's my question, and sit with it. If I handed you the most powerful AI on the planet tomorrow, would your practice actually change? Or would you just get faster answers to those same shallow questions you've been asking? If you don't love your answer, start where I started, with the system, not the tool. I'll give you the exact one I use. It's called RYG, or red, yellow, green. And the full framework is on the page linked in the description. Free. Build the system first, please. Then hang the AI in it. I'm Dom Henderson. Now go build something you're proud of.